Good morning, class. It's Sunday morning, just getting ready for church, and I idea to share an concept about work I wanted to show in my young women's class today. I thought you'd enjoy it too. So I recruited my son Aiden. We'll flip the camera so you can see Aiden here.
Hey guys.
All right, he's going to help me because I also want him to learn this lesson too. So the lesson is about the law of increasing and decreasing rewards. And so what happens is there's certain activities that when you participate in them over time become less rewarding. That's the law of decreasing returns. So you can think of a few things in this category, things like eating, right? So food. It's really rewarding when you first start, but if you keep eating, pretty soon you become miserable, right? There's lots of other examples. You could probably make a long list of things over here, but TV. It's kind of rewarding to chill out, but if I keep doing it longer and longer, it becomes less and less rewarding. I start to feel bad about myself. Addictive behaviors, they're like this over here too. This is how drugs get people, right? It's really a great big high, and then if you keep doing it, the worse you feel. But on the other side of the spectrum is the law of increasing returns, which means the longer that you do something, the more rewarding it is. So let's say you learn how to play a sport. You might not be very good at it when you first start, but as you keep doing it, you get better and better. Maybe music. If you've ever learned how to play a musical instrument, my son's playing the bassoon. When he first starts, it's kind of harder and harder, but the longer you persist at it, the better it gets. The gospel's like this. Sometimes you almost have to make the conscious decision to keep studying, and so the longer you study, the more you make gospel a part of your life, daily scriptures, study and prayer, the more rewarding it becomes. And there becomes this switching point where suddenly you stop having to force yourself and it becomes something you just always want to do. So let's see how these things sort of work. Now, in order to move across this line, you have to have faith and work. It takes a lot of work, right? Because you have to decide to keep hanging in there when it gets harder. But Satan knows. Let's say you're down here in your gospel study or some of those goals you set last couple weeks ago about our SMART goals, and they're getting hard. For instance, I said I was going to be better at eating and exercising. It hasn't been going real great for me, so Aiden's going to help me now. So when you're in this zone over here, what Satan tells you is, wouldn't you feel better if you were right there again? And you're like, yeah, I totally could do another bowl of ice cream tonight, right? Or I could watch another episode, or I could do something, right? So he entices you to come back here, and it does feel pretty good for a while. But then, after a while, you're back down here. And that's where he wants to keep you. And then you're like, no, I'm going to be better. So you start working on being better, and then you're like, this isn't any fun. And then, so what happens is Satan tries to keep you in this circle all the time, trying to get you to do quick fix, easy rewards, and not getting you to work hard, and then keeping you feeling bad about yourself. Think about this. I talk with lots of people about pornography and things like that. That's how it works for them too, right? They're going to be better. They're going to be better. Oh, wouldn't you feel better right now? Wouldn't you, you're sort of feeling dumpy right now? So they want to come back over here, and then they feel bad about themselves, and then Satan just keeps them there the whole time. The key is that you have to make a decision to work. You have to be willing to keep moving this thing over and over until you get past that critical point where you start having returns that go up over time, and it becomes a desire that you have to be able to keep doing them. So I want you to think about things this week. Make maybe a list of things that have increasing reward over time and things that have decreasing reward over time. And then look at how you're spending your time and think about how you're spending your time on these two models this week as we talk about work. We're done.